So I'm just going to go to Greg now. Hi, Greg.
Hello. Just a second to get my hand down. If I can figure it out.
Oh, no worries. You can leave it.
Okay. Lots of good information. I wasn't certain what to think about the group or aspects of things that I've thought that I've manifested. Very similar stories as well. A few years ago, was chasing money, and I was in a big corporate job and miserable. My mental health, my physical health, everything was just horrible. So I got away from it. Um, my dream job would have been playing professional sports, and I'm way past that. But I got a job with the Atlanta Braves, which I worshipped the organization ever since I was a child. It was my earliest memories of sports and heroes and things of that nature. So I just thought, wow, this is where it's at. This is where I'm supposed to be. I can't play baseball, but I'm around it every day. I'm getting to see my heroes. Of course, they're older now, but these are the people that I grew up watching. And then there are other celebrities that are coming to ball games and free baseball. It was just phenomenal. But um, as the season went on, I started seeing some negative aspects of the job. So somebody had made the comment. It's the only person that I really talk about this topic with, and not because I don't want to talk about it. She's just the only other person that really kind of uh, believes in this line of thinking. But she said that it was probably the universe trying to let me know, listen, this is not the perfect job. I guess I was trying to wonder, did I somehow unknowingly manifest the negative aspects of the job, or does the universe discriminate like that? Does it say, okay, here's your job, and whatever comes of it, or do you manifest the good points and the bad points of the job?
So, let's say, so here's what's going on, right? So you get the, so you want the job, you get the job, but you didn't know the job had an energy of its own. So now the job, aspects of the job are coming with a charged up negative energy. And if any of us are going to step into something with charged up negative energy, not prepared, then that energy is going to suck us in and we're going to not feel very good, right? So whatever it is, it could be having to go visit your mother who is like incredibly negative. It could be having to go to a family event where they talk about something you don't like. It could be, you think it's, a virtue to watch the news. And so it's your job. You got to watch the news, but then, that energy. So all these things that have a negative energy, if we step into without preparing ourselves, without making sure that our energy is at least as strong as the energy we're going to, then that energy sucks us in. So we don't know, Greg, from what you told us, whether that's a sign from the universe that you are, whether that's a sign from the universe that it's not a good job, or if you have wishy-washy energy, right? So if you go into the job, you're feeling awesome, so you're feeling high, you're feeling really, really good, right? And then something low happens. One of two things happens. You either stay high and you look at it from staying high, or that low thing sucks you down and now you're looking at it from low. So the only way we would really know is if you set an intention that I don't care who's doing what, I don't care whatever, I am going to maintain a high amount of the energy I would want anyways. So let's say it's like you love, you know, being in fresh air, you love, the community, you love the kind of conversations you have, right? So if you decide, you know what, I'm going to keep acting, doesn't matter what's going on around me, I am going to build the strength to keep my high energy activated despite what is going down there. Then either if you do that, this doesn't bother you, or it's so blatantly clear and obvious you need to leave and it's not the job. But we would never know the answer if your energy is going down when you are around something that has a negative energy.
Okay, it's well, one of the negative um, aspects of the job is that it didn't pay very well, but I was using it, so I thought, as a platform into something with upper management. And you were talking, what really hit home with me was like how you felt strongly about how you wanted to be able to tell people that you were an importer. And
Yes.
so I really wanted to be able to tell people, hey, I work for the Braves. I mean, it's, that's the biggest thing here in Atlanta. Everybody loves the Braves. And
Yep. It's the same damn thing.
yeah, but I had to leave because I couldn't afford to pay my bills on that pay. But there's there's other aspects of it, and it was like what Randy was talking about. How do we know the highs without the lows? And that was definitely the contrast, because whenever the lows hit, I was heartbroken. I had this outlook of working for this organization ever since I was a little boy. And then it's only sensible to think that once I got involved, there was going to be other people and other aspects that were going to let me down.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that this community, what we're here, we are, when it got low, your heart was broken, right? So what we are practicing, which means that your high was conditional on these things going on. With law of attraction, we practice being high with zero conditions. We have to practice activating and flexing the emotional muscles of what we want without asking anything of anybody, without needing the job, without needing the partner, without needing something to change. Because only when we can manage our energy high without asking anything to change can everything actually change.
Yeah, it created a lot of financial stress, because not only was um, whenever somebody treated me negatively, or there was a negative incident at one of the games, then I had to worry about when I come home, how am I going to pay my bills this month? So,
Yeah. So the
and I've back,
solution when so we were back then. I know I know it's on, but that this is the same thing I went through, where you're like, oh shit, I forgot to manifest money.
yep,
I forgot to
exactly,
manifest abundance.
yep,
And the
it's to,
abundant, in the abundance manifestation, oftentimes we do without thinking about money, because because the vibration of abundance, whether it be financial or non-financial, is like basically the same. So when we activate abundance for non-money things, we raise up our general abundance. This is like way too, we have like no time to get into this right now, but generally how I personally went from literally $225,000 in debt, student loan debt, and not making a salary, like not supporting myself on a month to basis, to like having to move money around in bank accounts because it wasn't insured by the FDIC. Like, that happened because I decided to stand on my porch in the morning. And this will sound insane. That's why it's like hard to go in as like in a very 1 minute version. But I realized that my problem isn't the business, my problem isn't anything other than I have not activated intentionally the emotion of abundance. I don't even know what that would feel like. So I had to go back and be like, okay, what does appreciation feel like? What does abundance feel like? What do these things actually feel like? And I need to, without asking anything of anybody, stand on my porch, look at the trees, and activate these emotions.
yeah.
And so I started doing this thing, like definitely once in the morning, also in the evening sometimes, where I'd go out on the porch and I would sit there and I would imagine, like, oh, how would it feel to stand here not owing anybody any money? And it was like, oh, that would feel fucking awesome. That would feel amazing, right? So then I would sit there in this energy, that would feel amazing. And I would imagine it's paid off. I don't owe anybody any money, and I'm still standing in this spot. How would I be standing? How would I be feeling standing in this exact spot under the scenario of not owing $225,000 for school loans? And then I would think of, oh, like at this point, my partner had purchased the property, and, it didn't matter, but I didn't feel like, oh, this is really, really mine. So then I would think, how would it feel to stand here knowing this is all mine? How would it feel to have extra? How would it feel? And so I would go through this exercise of at least a few minutes, maybe, if I had a cup of coffee or tea, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and go out there and really put my mind into what would this feel like. And I had done enough energy work where I wasn't thinking, oh, but this isn't going to happen. Oh, this will be hard. It was just, how fucking awesome would it be to stand here feeling that level of wealth, having that level of freedom. And I would do that. And that was basically all the work I would do. I definitely did some story rewriting. I definitely did some of that stuff, but that was the main thing, because what I was doing was, I did that for a chunk of time in the morning. I was able to kind of continue that vibe for a little while. And so all it was exactly what law of attraction, exactly what Abraham and Esther Hicks is saying, right? Which is, it just doesn't matter if it's true or not. If you're sitting there sending out that emotional impulses, then that becomes your new point of attraction. I was able to, I manifested the partners in the business to do wine business in a way that had never really been done before, ways that I was able to, every single time a deal went through, take somewhere between 7 and 15 grand out of that. And it was just like over and over and over and over again. And then I was having a ton of fun. And then I had the thought to myself, I wonder if I could settle. I wonder if I could go to the lender and offer them $100,000 cash. So I'm doing. And next thing you know, I got $100,000 cash. And I went and I said, hey, so per the terms, you'll get paid over, 20 years. So we can stick to that, or I'll give you $100,000 right now. They took the $100,000 and it was clear in an instant. I was like, ooh. And then it just like built, and it just kind of kept on going. And I'm not even joking with you. It is, I wouldn't have been able to think about the ways to make money. I didn't know this was possible. I would have not been able to take what I learned in business school and figure this out. I was pulsing this out. And then just like everybody says, it magically, just like the right person calls. Like, it started off with a text message. We got to get in touch with you. We need to buy your wine. Like, well, who are you? Like, you don't want to buy my wine. You've never tasted my wine. Well, we understand what your company stands for. And if it's true, we need that wine. I was like, all right, well, I'll come and visit. And at this point, if I went and visited and sold them 2 pallets of wine for 10 grand, that would have been a wild success. But I went down, I brought 11 wines. They tasted and bought the maximum amount of 9 of the 11 wines, which resulted in a $350,000 sale right there. That was like practically the amount I did total the year before. So it's just crazy that when we say, you know what, fuck everything, I'm just going to manage my energy as my main strategy in life. There's just nothing else to do. There's no way to achieve abundance and wealth without being able to sit my ass down on my porch and feel abundant. It just can't happen. So sorry, another rant, but I hope that was kind of helpful in a little way.
Thank you for the affirmation. It's kind of, I'm on a very similar path.
Awesome.
Obviously different industries, but I'm on a very similar path that you were just recently. But no, it's I've considered going back to the Braves. But there's always that part of me, like, remember the negativity, to remember this, remember that. But I've kind of like,
no, man, let's see what happens. Let's see
yes.
what happens. List out all the shit you hated about that job, right? Take the opposite of it. Dickheads work down the hall, no money, negative people, stressful work. Okay. And then let's take the opposite. You want friendly communications. You want wealth. Yep. Right? List those out, activate those, and then see what you feel, right? See,
that's
like, maybe you're
what
like,
I've kind of set that, like, that's one of the things, like, whenever I write my wish list and things like that, whenever I'm journaling, and I've kind of just set a limit. Like, I wouldn't go back to the Braves just to go back to the Braves, just so I could say I still work for the Braves. If it's not something that brings me abundance and some sort of, of satisfaction, to where I feel like, I'm being fulfilled here, I'm being appreciated here, I'm making good money here, that I'm, it's not for me.
I like all that, but there's a couple issues with that energy work, because if you're just looking at wish lists, looking at your wish list can activate your awareness of not having those
That
things.
scares me too. That's another thing. Yeah. So
So honestly, I would love, I don't know if you saw the chat, but my course that I was talking about teaches exactly how to do this.
yeah, I'm going to
And
enroll after we get off here tonight.
awesome, because this is going to really help you, because you can't you can't try to manifest things that are unbelievable to you. You
So you're
can't
saying
do
a
it.
wish list is kind of a reminder of what? Okay, no, I've seen that. I've heard that. I've wondered the same thing. Um, it just depends on which teacher
Take
they
the
truly.
wish list, and next to the wish list, write the emotion, one or two emotions you think you would feel if you had that wish list.
Okay.
And it's okay if you don't even have a good word other than like, fuck yeah, like that would be awesome, right?
No,
Like a
that
lot
that
of mine
yeah.
just are like, that would be awesome. Like that's what, at the end of the day, that's all I'm really going after, is things that are like, that's awesome.
I couldn't describe it any better with some exclamation points.
Yeah, exactly. So what we want to do is identify this is a really short way. The course will go a lot more into it. And what we want to do is we don't want the feeling of that's awesome to be conditional on a bunch of unbelievable things happening. We want to emanate that's awesome, because we know how to emanate that's awesome, and then we know the universe brings us things that match that's awesome.
Okay. Telling you, man, when I join, everybody bring your wine, because we're going to stay on here for a while.
Well, yes, exactly. I'm about to go get wine. I'm not. My friend might even be here. I haven't even checked my text message. Oi, okay, she's gonna be here at 9:30, and it is 9:36. So I think that actually is time for me to hop off and go drink some wine and get to play with the. I have a dog, but her dog is so cute, so I get two doggies for a few days. So everybody, this was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. I think I have one more link for you, because I have one link I'm putting into the chat that links to all my links. It's called a link tree. So anyways, that link tree will get you to TikTok, YouTube, the membership page. There's an upcoming 3-day event next week where too little time to talk about it, probably should have, but there's links to everything. So just click that link, and then you'll have on your web browser everything that's going on. And I love that we had so many new people. You guys are awesome. Addie, Jackie, Greg, you guys, thanks for sticking here with us. I hope to see you next Sunday. We're gonna be jamming on Sundays now, so I'll double check the schedule and make sure everything's up. So other than that, you guys, big juicy hugs.